3, 2, 1. That starts, and carrier starts.
By the beginning of the 21st century, the North-South conflict had escalated to military confrontation. The people of the countries of the South, faced with an energy crisis and a food shortage, had developed a deep-seated hatred for the North. And as a result, anti-North terrorist groups began to show up all over the world. In response, the countries of the North joined together to create the Northern Hemisphere Treaty Alliance, NTA. The goal of this organization was to stop the Southern terrorists.
Shouldn't that be
In
NHTA?
2023, the NTA completed construction of the Heimdall aircraft carrier. With its stage defense system and connection to the satellite defense system, the Heimdall is like a steel wall, invulnerable to any sort of air-based
Nuclear Ninja,
attack.
I'll take premises that have aged like
Mission
milk
the
for
Heimdall was to
$100.
attack the base of the Southern Cross terrorist group. This was called the Hurricane Mission. During an attack that lasted only a few days, the base was completely destroyed, and the Heimdall was able to head back to its home port in North America.
What I thought was
approximately 2 days of travel
funny
from port,
about this
the Heimdall fell silent,
is
failing
they
to respond to
developed
any
this whole
communication from
backstory of a
NTA.
North-South hemisphere
Concerned about the
war,
Heimdall, a spark investigation
but
team
really
was
it
put together
has almost
and
no
sent to determine
bearing
what happened.
on the game's main plot. It could be any two countries at war. The whole idea of the hemispheres at war has nothing really to do with what happens during the game.
Eagle 1 to Comstat, current heading 3006 south.
We've got you with our communication satellite. Turn 2 degrees to the east.
Roger. Lieutenant Manning, what is that?
It's nothing. It's just part of my stuff. Who's in the picture?
Oh, God. Speaking of which,
This? It's my brother.
Oh, yeah. Your brother's on the Heimdall, right?
this is not out of sync. They just,
Don't worry. I'm sure he's okay.
I guess, didn't bother to change the lip syncing when they translated it to English.
Yeah, they must have started the investigation already.
So if you think the game seems out of sync, no, it's not.
Leonard, approach carefully. Roger.
That's just what it do. Okay, now that we've got music and sound effects going, sound versus my voice, how's it sounding?
What if they're shooting at us? Gets ready and it won't respond. Get us above the ship, Leonard. You got it. Everyone out.
Hey, Ultra Nerd. Yeah, we'll take, we'll take year 2000 survival horror intros. Also, yes, I am aware of the screen tearing. I think it's just a quirk of the emulator.
Why? Why did they shoot us down? Leonard, Lieutenant Manning, am I the only one that made it? Is that... Leonard?
Jack,
Leonard, are you okay? Hang on.
Does he look okay?
looks like my leg's no good.
Your leg? Don't move it. I'll take care of it.
This is Colonel Burke. Spark team, do you copy?
Colonel Burke, Jack.
Jack, you're a bit late. Have you finally landed?
Colonel, the helicopter was attacked.
What? What? So that was the big noise I heard earlier. We weren't attacked when we landed.
It must be the work of Southern Cross.
We don't know about that. For now, we must begin the investigation. And the other members, are they okay?
I don't know where Lieutenant Manning is. She's disappeared. The pilot Leonard is with me now, but he's badly injured.
I see. See if you can find a first aid kit and do what you can for Leonard. When you're done, begin your investigation.
And
Yes,
you
sir.
thought the original
Know what's
Resident
going
Evil
on,
had
but
bad
it's clear that
dialogue.
Things are not what they seem. Maybe Leonard is safer on the flight deck.
Yeah, I'll leave him here. I'll check the ship and bring back any first aid supplies I can find.
I'm counting on you. We'll get back to the investigation on this end. Lang should be checking the ship data in the security room. When you're done, catch up with him and see what he's discovered. Then continue your investigation.
Yes, sir, Colonel. Be careful. Wait for me, Leonard. I'll get a first aid kit.
Yeah, great. Leave the injured guy in the middle of the rain. Great plan.
Sorry, Jack. I'll be right back. Hang on, okay?
I will say one thing I do like about this game is the zombie sound effects.
Leonard, what happened?
Shades of the Thing.
Leonard! Damn! Why doesn't it move? What? Who the hell are you?
Just a little bit, Nuclear Ninja, just a little bit. Channeling
What the hell's
Demogorgon, I
going on?
agree.
Leonard was... By that? Please, work!
Hey, Mr. Caden.
Leonard,
Yep.
I'm sorry. I wish I could have done something. What the hell is going on here?
I don't know, buddy. I don't know what the screen tearing is going on here. Yeah, Mr. Caden, I have decided to take up one of the console challenges. Over the next little while on the... Oh my god, game. Render. Or wait, you know what? 12 whole months. Holy crap. Cougar Nut's first year. Hey, Muss Knight. Well, at this point, Nuclear Ninja, some of it's failure to render. Like, here, I'll show you, Nuclear Ninja. Yeah, there should be, like, a wall right here. Although now I think about it, the wall may not be there because we are, because that's the point of... Holy crap! 10 subs, Cougar! My god, thank you! Who got him? Hold on, hold on, we gotta wait a sec. I gotta look this up. Let's see, Zombie Legion gets one. The Wise Taco gets one. Jonesy Plays gets one. King Carr got one. Undead Scoby got one. Reaper69 got one. Wolf Sanitarium, Dummy Bebop, Tiny Viking, and Mr. Caden Games. Holy crap. Thank you so much, Cougar. Thank you so much, man. Oh my God, how are you doing? How is everyone doing today? That definitely helped me out. Oh my God, wow. Wow. Oh boy, so, right, I should probably explain the challenge. Or maybe, you know what? I will let those finish and then I will explain the challenge. Like I said, Moist Knight, strong but not furious. I will explain it as soon as the alerts quit. Wow. Cougar Nut coming in hot. Okay. So here's the challenge. I have accepted a console challenge. Oh, my cursor's visible. Let's get rid of that. So I have accepted a console challenge. The challenge is to play every game in the Dreamcast library, which is about 200 titles. Those of you who saw the teaser animation I put up in the Discord, thank you, Nuclear Ninja, by the way. I think 200 Cougar Nut. I could be wrong. It could be more. Yeah, I feel sorry for the people who are having to go at original PlayStation or Super Nintendo.
Who is it?
It's me, Lang.
Jack? I heard from the Colonel that you were shot down by the intercept system.
I never thought I'd become the target of my own team. It's hard to believe.
I'm checking the system, but it only seems to get worse. At this rate, the whole ship will be affected. By the way, what happened to Lieutenant Manning? Did the lieutenant bite it or what?
We were separated. I don't know what happened.
Did the
As for
lieutenant
the
bite
helicopter
it?
pilot, he was attacked by some sort of monster. He's dead.
Monster? What do you mean?
Huh? You didn't see them? The
624?
monsters that look like
Well, the
humans?
list I was handed
No,
had
I
like
haven't seen
230.
anything. At least not on my way here.
So I guess we're
The
going to be at
intercept
this for a
system's
lot
gone
longer
haywire.
than planned.
Something
Not that I
very
care.
strange is happening here. And if we don't figure out what's going on soon... Anyway, the Colonel's on deck 3. Dr. Noble should be on his way to
course,
the lower decks. But
Question
I
is,
haven't
how
heard
many
from
of
him.
those titles are,
now,
for
we need
example,
to join the
annual
Colonel.
Yes, sir.
iterations of
I'm trying to
sports
open the
games and
partition
shit?
to deck 2, but I need 2 more activation discs. There are 2 more discs like this one on deck 1 somewhere. Jack, see if you can find them. Meanwhile, I'll see what I can find around here.
Hey, speaking of things that have aged like milk, in the late 21st century, they're still using 3.5 floppies. So children, if you're too young to recognize that, that's a 3.5-inch floppy disk. They disappeared, oh god, 2002, 2003 was when they were finally dead. Certainly by 2005 or so, CDs had completely annihilated them.
Yes, sir.
There should be an ID card in the medical room in this area. Here, take this. You should stock up on medicines in case of an emergency.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I know a couple places still use them too, Nuclear Ninja. But most of the places that use them are, most of the places... Sorry, Cougar Nut made me laugh. Put your Bitcoin wallet on one, then stick it to the fridge with a magnet. I know a couple of schools will still use them. just because it's a simple way to give students a way to carry documents and other stuff around. But then again, most schools, including the one my kids attend to, just issue tablets. Ultra Nerd's gonna go time travel. Sounds like fun. Let us know what you find. Moist Knight says they disappeared around when you were born. Reboot? I remember Reboot, Ultra Nerd. However, I would not expect a top-of-the-line U.S. military carrier, because let's be honest, they call it Northern Hemisphere, but this is the U.S. military, and we all know it. I would not expect the U.S. military to be using them. What was the LS-20, Nuclear Ninja? That came and went so fast that I never even saw it. Also, unfortunately, I'll tell you, I have not been able to find any subtitles. They may exist, but I don't know if they do. Hey, look, it's another ancient thing. See, kids, this was called a VHS tape. You had to rewind them before you returned them to Blockbuster. I will go ahead and overwrite my test save. Cougar Nut worked at a Blockbuster during the VHS DVD transition. That was fun having to have both. Sounds like it. Trust Nuclear Ninja to know that that was a VHS-C tape. Unlocked with A3 ID card. All A3 locks have been unlocked. A3 ID card discarded. Yeah, see? Resident Evil asked if you actually want to throw away useless keys. This game just says, nah, they're gone.
What happened? What's going on? Hey, are you okay?
Does he look okay?
Stop! Don't get any closer! Who are you? Are you infected too?
I'm Sergeant Ingalls. I'm part of the Spark team sent to investigate the ship. What are you doing here?
Spark? You're a little too late. This is not a human anymore. Here, take a look with this.
How'd you have that in your pocket? The BEM T3N scope. Oh, the BEM 10 scope. Although I'm pretty sure Ben 10 did not exist at this time. Developed by the NTA for infantry in the case of biological warfare. Can be used to identify non-human life forms. See in the dark and see through some objects. Also has fancy spinning words.
What is going on? Don't you believe what you see? I am Terry, the ship doctor. I was finally able to capture one of these things alive and conduct some experiments, but the ship is already full of them.
What?
I tried to analyze this one, but it's too late. There is nothing I can do. Ark is the cause of everything. Damn!
Hey, what are you doing?
It is all because of Ark.
Ark?
This monster looks like a human, but it's not. It's an inferior life form.
An inferior life
Hey,
form!
Are you crazy?
I'm not crazy. I'm.
You know, this seems like...
perfectly
Remember that
sane.
scene from The Walking Dead? Where Shane proves that the zombies are not human by blowing one's guts out? This scene reminds me of that, only really badly acted.
Hey, wait. What are you talking about? What's Ark?
Mr. Nobody, how you doing?
Look around you. You have arrived in hell. I can't trust anyone anymore. Soon, you too will feel.
Hey, speaking of zombies, here's the Legion of them. Hey, Zombie Legion, what's good? Ow, get off of me. As close as I can tell, that hit's unavoidable. You're gonna start cooking? What you cooking, Mr. Nobody? And are you bringing enough for everyone? Okay, so I'm just gonna run down real quick. Here's a list of things that this game does not have that later tank control games would have. There is no quick turn. Can only back up. You may have noticed when I was shooting that zombie, there's no snap to aiming. Instead, you have to manually spin towards it. Although the game is nice enough to put a cursor over your target when you have someone in your sights, so you can tell when you're actually about to hit something. I'll give them that much. Actually, this game does have one thing about the combat that I do like. When you aim at the enemies, you can actually make small adjustments to your aim to target different body parts. And the targeting cursor will tell you what you're on top of. So you can actually headshot in this game. Unlike, say, Resident Evil. Record of research. Medical staff, Terry Adams. Captain McGregor called a meeting to discuss the parasitic outbreak on the ship caused by an explosion in the engine room. Ultra Nerd, you have created a 4-star floppy disk. It better have something good on it. The development department has suggested that the parasite may in fact be the ancient organism Ark. I have made several attempts to cure the victims of the parasite, but regardless of what I do, the patients have expired. My efforts have changed from curing the patients to trying to understand what has happened to them. The results of my research are as follows. April 5th. Looking first at a subject whose skin had turned green, I discovered a yet unknown virus. Perhaps this virus is also the cause of the patient's violent behavior. Mr. Nobody is making chicken and broccoli. Ooh, bring some for me. April 6th. A member of the crew who came to my office became violent and attacked me without warning. I had to shoot him. After an examination of the body, I discovered he was also infected. In this case, there were no visible signs of infection. What am I to do? If I can't tell the difference, I won't be able to trust anyone. April 7th. I have acquired the new BEM T3N scope. With it, I can tell the difference between those who are infected and those who are not. Next, I will capture one and dissect it alive. I kind of wonder something. What kind of bioweapons are being deployed in this war for them to issue an infantry scope to detect viral infections? Because if you notice, just a minute ago, they did say that this scope was supposed to be carried by infantry due to biological attacks. What exactly is being deployed to make such a weapon such a tool necessary? to allow infantrymen to tell at a glance when someone's caught a bioweapon. What are they using in this war? Just something to think about. A floppy disk with infinite storage. I would make that a 4-star. Because even though nothing takes floppy anymore, what got rid of floppy was the fact that CDs hold such exponentially more space. So if there was a floppy with infinite storage, someone would bring a drive out of retirement to use it. Ultranerd points out that a live dissection is a vivisection. Very true, Ultranerd. Stenmark! What's good, Sten? I'm glad to see you. How you doing? I hope you're doing well, and I hope your migraines are leaving you alone today. Can I get a shout out for Stenmark, please? Oh god, attack carrots! Stin, did you ever play Carrier on the Dreamcast? Okay, here's an example. See? I can make a very small adjustment when I aim, like so, and I'm actually aiming at their heads. I actually like that touch. That's a good touch. I have not been able to find any manual reload in-game button. You just have to combine ammo with the gun. Just like in old school Resident Evil. Never had a Dreamcast? Well, and this should be fun for you. Because I have accepted the challenge to play everything that ever showed up in the Dreamcast library. Also, each game will have different rules about what qualifies as completed.
Everything's covered with plants.
No shit! Very observant. So, for games like Carrier, obviously, yeah, need to finish, Cougar Nut. That will be different from game to game. For games like Carrier, I mean, obviously, finish the story and the game is done. But for stuff like sports games and some fighting games that have arcade modes, it'll be a little different.
Jack, do you copy?
Yes.
What is your current position?
I'm checking the aircraft hangars on Deck 1.
What happened to Leonard?
Leonard? Well, he was attacked and killed by some creature on the flight deck.
What?
I couldn't get to him in time. I'm so sorry.
No, there's nothing to apologize about. I was the one who said the flight deck was safe.
Colonel,
Sorry, this is no time to get emotional. You have to concentrate on the mission.
yes, sir.
What happened to the creature that attacked me?
It came down and attacked me, so I killed it.
Is there any more on the flight deck?
The control panel of the elevator was damaged, so I couldn't go up and check.
Shades of Metal
Until
Gear
I went
Solid,
below,
right,
it was
Cougar
just me
Nut?
and Leonard on the flight deck. I don't know where the creature that attacked Leonard came from.
See, evacuate any survivors to the flight deck. Don't know if it's safe, but let's hope it's better than below deck.
Yes, sir. Do you have any idea what's going on? Earlier in the ship's hospital, I saw a human turn into some sort of monster.
I don't know. Here on deck 3, they're all over the place.
Yeah.
Something really strange has happened here. Conduct your investigation carefully. You should be ready for anything at all times.
Yes, sir.
You literally... Okay, I gotta comment on this. You literally just got through discussing that a monster came out of nowhere on the flight deck and killed the last person you left there. So you're gonna send everyone to the flight deck? The logic bomb is making my brain hurt. We have already confirmed that this location may turn unsafe at any moment, so we're going to send all survivors there. We have already confirmed. Also, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but have you noticed all these Special Forces soldiers and military officers are on a first-name basis with each other? Stenmark, is your brain hurting as much as mine is every time one of these soldiers calls somebody by their first name? Exactly, Sten, exactly. I'm assuming they did it because that's how they did it in Resident Evil. But Resident Evil's main characters were police, not soldiers. Also, CougarNet, yes, that is a hell of a porno stash. I agree. Okay, so here's what I'm talking about. You see the enemy over there? Oh. Well, I guess I was... Okay, well, that's me. Shut up. There is a snap 2 aiming. I thought there wasn't. Correct what, zombie? What's correct? CougarNut, if you ever grow a porn stash like that, you had better put a picture on Discord. I'd want to see that for sure.
Hey, what do you think you're doing? I'm too late.
Heimdall, why did you attack the Spark helicopter? By order of NTA Central, immediately deactivate the intercept system and stop the ship.
I feel like I should know who's talking.
Repeat, immediately deactivate the intercept system and stop the ship.
Oh my god, did they get Gilbert Gottfried to play a radio operator?
This is Sergeant Ingalls from Spark.
Spark, you okay?
Our helicopter was destroyed during an emergency landing.
Hey, what the hell is going on?
What's going on? Please respond. NTA Central. Damn.
I swear to God, I wish this game had been more successful. This game could have stolen the silly dialogue crown from Resident Evil. Hey, at least it's period appropriate. They were all this bad. Especially Resident Evil. By the way, I love how his first reaction when he walked into the room was to scream at this bloody corpse. Hey, what are you doing? And it's like, dude, you didn't see the whole torn to pieces part of the body? I do like the zombies. That is indeed a rat, Ultra Nerd. That is indeed a rat. Though, before you think I'm going to diss on everything in the game's sound, as I noted a couple minutes ago, I do in fact like the zombie noises. I like how the zombie sounds kind of echo. Seems appropriate for a ship that's mostly steel corridors.
Hey, what happened?
There's something over there. Ah!
I don't see anything.
You mean you don't hear the... I was thinking Dead Space, but yeah, I can see it, Nuclear Ninja.
What? The scope. I'll take care of it. You stay in the locker.
Super Russell, man, what's good? Holy cow, can I get a shout out for Super Russell, man? Super Russell, man, is an amazing streamer. He streams on Saturday nights. Really cool guy. What games are on tap? All of them, Super Russell, man. I have accepted a console challenge. So eventually we will play everything that was ever released for the Dreamcast. Ow! Don't do that, jerk. Oh, there's your face.
It's okay. You can come out.
You're Jack, Bob's brother.
You know Bob?
How you doing, Super Wrestle Man? Wow, it says this was
You must
actually
be
your
Eddie
first.
from Bob's outfit.
You got it.
Was actually your first post in the stream.
I'm glad you're okay.
Nice of you to join us
Bob
today.
with
I'm
you?
glad you could make
I
it.
lost track of him when the mutants came.
Both are on tap,
Oh.
Super Wrestle. Power Stone and Sonic Shuffle will
sorry.
both show up.
It's okay. I'm glad to see you're okay. It's not safe here. You should go to the flight deck.
Okay. Be careful, Sergeant.
Thanks. Hurry.
Yeah.
Oh, now. Oh, hey, Stenmark. We got another one. Saluting an NCO. Just file that under clearly someone has never actually been in the service. Nothing useful. Thank you, Super Russell. You know, Super Russell, maybe you've just been lurking. Just dropped in and hung out, but haven't said anything. That's possible. Ooh, locked. Make note, it is locked. Looks like someone has gone through it already. Okay. The lock is rusted shut. The lock is rusted shut. Professor Clay Gaming. What's good, cool cat? How's it going? For any military game, you need to have a things they got wrong counter. Tell you what, guys. How about I play a military themed game sometime with a bottle of vodka next to me and make myself a screwdriver every time they get something wrong. Be dead of alcohol poisoning by the second hour. A bingo card. I like that. I actually legit like that thought, Nuclear Ninja. Yeah, it'll end with me like Panda Huggles happened on one of her streams, Cougar Nut, where she just fell out of her chair. She actually has the clip saved so that everyone can so that everyone can see it. She was drinking while playing DBD, and at one point she literally just straight out onto the floor. Literally 1 tequila, 2 tequila, 3 tequila floor. It was great. It was Jet Set Radio. Yes, Super Russell Man. Jet Set Radio is getting a remake. They're calling it Bomb Flash Cyberfunk. And they've got the original composer on deck. Oh my god. You guys are going to see some serious fanboying when we get to Jet Set Radio. Some serious fanboying. I loved that game so much as a kid. And yes, Super WrestleMan, it was called Jet Grind Radio originally in the US. However, they have re-released it, and the re-releases have all been called by the proper name Jet Set Radio. So it was actually both names. Choo Choo Rocket, Sega Bass Fishing, Space Channel 5. Anyone remember that one? With Ulala, the pink-haired... Chosen Last, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. How you doing, Chosen? How's your stream? How'd your stream go? Oh, get off of me. Oh, no. No tentacles. No tentacles. Damn, the way he fell, it looked like he died for a second. Guess I'm not that lucky. You're just naming all the games you liked? There are so many. Dreamcast, why do you think I picked the Dreamcast for the console challenge? If I could point to a single console and say, that was my childhood, it would be the Dreamcast. And yes, I'm old enough to be a 90s baby. It should be Super Nintendo, right? No. I was a PC gamer when the Super Nintendo was out. Dreamcast was the first console I got seriously into. The only one, in fact. Professor Clay Gaming is working on your TikTok and checking out streams. Ooh, how's that coming along? Sorry I didn't respond sooner, but, well, chat and the game are moving right along. I apologize in advance, since chat has gotten jumping. I'll just make a blanket apology in advance if I miss anyone's posts. Your childhood gaming platform was a notebook. Hey, pen and paper's amazing. Energy drinks. Because I can definitely agree that you heal and live on energy drinks. You're building something great and working on a clothing line. Ooh. Is it gaming branded clothing, or is it something unrelated to the stream? Your stream is part of the brand. Okay. Oh, hi. Your first console was an Atari 2000. I had one of those too. But the thing is, see, okay, so I had an Atari 2000. I had the 2600 as well. I never had a Nintendo 8-bit, although I did have a 16-bit Super NES. But the thing is, I just wasn't really into them. I tended to stick with PC because about the same time the Super NES was coming out, I discovered Command & Conquer. And I kind of stayed stuck on strategy games for a long time, and those were PC only at the time. The Dreamcast was the first console where I really got into the console, where I really played its exclusives and was interested in its content, as opposed to just noticing it was there, maybe playing a couple games and then moving back to my computer. If that makes sense, guys. I also had a Genesis, Zombie. I did have a Genesis, but again, same thing. Didn't really spend a lot of time with it compared to my PC. Yes, the VMU did. If I remember correctly, actually I should clarify what Nuclear Ninja is saying. The Dreamcast's controller... So, okay. You know what? I'm going to pull up a picture so I can explain it to you guys. Let me pull that up for you, so I can show you guys what Nuclear Ninja's talking about. So, let's see. I just need a good picture, please. Here we go. This one's got a VMU installed. It did, Nuclear Ninja. Okay, so here's what... let's switch over desktop. Okay, so this is the Dreamcast controller. You'll notice the screen right in the center. That was a VMU. That was the Dreamcast's memory card. The Dreamcast loaded its memory card into the controller instead of the console, and it had that little screen that you see that could do different things. Usually it displayed game-relevant information. In the case of Carrier, which I did play on the Dreamcast, if I remember correctly, Carrier displayed your health bar on the VMU, so you didn't have to go into the menu to check your health. It just constantly displayed on the controller for you. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, if somebody knows better. I am certain you could run Doom off that controller, Ultra Nerd. Absolutely certain. But a lot of Dreamcast games made use of that screen, either to give you convenient info like your health or ammo count, or to give you hints about whatever you were doing. Code Veronica actually showed a picture of your character's face when you were in the menu. I remember that. And a couple of them even tried to have little mini games on the VMU where there was something extra you could do to change the gameplay on the main screen by doing something on the VMU. I don't think I ever had any of the games that did that, though. It wasn't a very popular idea because it usually didn't work. Oh shit, cursor on the screen again. Let's fix that.
Jack, do you copy? Jack.
Sir, this is Jack.
Give me a report of your current situation.
Sir, I'm on my way to the bridge. The partition for the corridor to Deck 2 is closed. Captain Lang is in the security room trying to open it. And I'm looking for the necessary discs.
Got it. Looks like the computer is running wild. Who knows what will happen next? You have my permission to use a T-7 bomb on the ship. The T-7 bomb can be used to remove obstacles in addition to attacking enemies. But be careful not to get wrapped up in the explosion. Stored in Deck 1 weapons storage.
Roger.
Ooh, we have permission to use not C4. I like where this is going. It has been named Liar. Is that the 3x5 floppy? Huh. It's called the Navigate. Did you see the sign Navigation Deck? You know, on regular ships we call this the bridge. Just saying. Ship's log, 2023, April, James McGregor. Please note, guys, according to this game, we'd still be using 3x5 floppies 1 year from now. As you said, Nuclear Ninja, some parts of this have aged like milk. April 1st. The Hurricane mission was a success. We are now headed back to port. The NFUO-36's performance was much better than I expected. I have received a coded transmission from headquarters. We are requested to take on board the ancient organism, Ark, found on island NC-0023. The reasons for this request are unknown. April 3rd. Ark taken on board at NC-0023. Course plotted for the port town of Newhouse. Not to endanger the environment, transport of Ark was requested. That's one hell of an April Fool's joke, says Nuclear Ninja. Nice. Cougarnet says we're only a year from the zombie apocalypse. Which universe predicted a zombie apocalypse in 2023? Because this game is just an isolated incident, at least at the moment. Whatever's going on is limited to the carrier at the moment. It's not a worldwide thing. Okay, Nuclear Ninja looks it up. Doom wasn't on a Dreamcast VMU specifically, but it was on the Sony Pocket Station. Well, there you go. However, I'm sure it could be programmed, Nuclear Ninja. Yep, that is how it all starts, and then some dumbass takes a sample of the virus back to the mainland, and we all know how it goes from there. April 4th. There was an explosion in the engine room and sections were damaged. We have heard from the information department that there may be a Southern Cross spy on board, but we do not know if the spy is responsible for the explosion. Fortunately, the damage will not affect our progress. Super WrestleMan, if you're still there, have you found any other Dreamcast games you particularly want to see? I'm trying to make a list of the ones to front load that people really want to see before we get bogged down in sports games and bad shooter ports. April 5th. One of the sailors assigned to the repair of the engine room mutated and suddenly attacked and killed a fellow crew member. An emergency countermeasure meeting is scheduled for tonight. April 6th. The number of mutations among the crew is growing at a terrifying rate. Zoe is damaged. We are no longer able to transmit. I fear it will become impossible to return the ship to its original state. We need to take off and hit it from orbit. It's the only way to be sure. April 7th. We have fought the onslaught of the mutants to no avail. I have no idea what else we can do here. All I know is that the mutants cannot be allowed to reach land. Ooh, Chosen Last is suggesting Murder, Death, Kill 2 and Hydro Thunder. Never played Hydro Thunder, although I am familiar with it, but I did play MDK 2. Actually, I had that on a demo disc. The first demo disc that had like 4 different Dreamcast games with like 2 levels of each game that I got, that had MDK 2 on it. Original MDK on PlayStation 1. Nice, Nuclear Ninja. You can get that, I believe you can get the PC port off of GOG.com, too. The body of a crew member. It looks like he has been shot. Hopefully repeatedly. Oh. Sir? Sir? Behind the screen, staring out the window, who did not react when I walked in, wandered around the room and read the ship's log. Were you going to do anything? Hi, bud.
Hey, you! Are you?
Holy shit!
Yeah,
You
I'm
aren't?
Sergeant Ingalls from the Spark team. You're safe.
There's nothing to accomplish here. There's nothing to do but abandon ship.
Calm down. Evacuate to the flight deck. Help is on its way.
If you don't leave, they'll kill you.
You look like you're going to kill me. Shit, should have shot that guy. I bet I just put a mutant on the flight deck. Definitely not safe now. Hey, can someone clip that real quick? I think that'll be our clip for this stream. I'm trying to get at least one clip a stream so I can throw it up on the Twitters. I'm thinking that too, Cougar. Just shoot him once in the leg, see how he reacts. If he's fully human, we'll know.
Stay away from me.
Calm down. I'm part of the Spark team.
Wait.
Spark team?
Yeah, we're evacuating survivors to the flight deck.
All right, I'll go there.
Do you know a pilot named Bob Ingalls?
Bob?
He's my brother.
I think I've heard the name somewhere, but...
Didn't I just meet you one
maybe
deck
if you
above?
check the crew list using a terminal here, you'll find something.
I see. I'll check it later. Do you know where the weapons storage is?
Well, from here, you go back into the ship and go straight. It's beyond Partition C. To get in, you'll need an ID card. Here, take mine.
Okay, you're helpful. I won't shoot you even though your face is poking out of your skin, because you gave me an ID card.
Thanks.
A2, thanks.
What are you doing? Evacuate, quickly!
I'll leave after taking one last look around. Don't worry about me.
Yeah, this guy, you are definitely... You know what's even more terrifying, guys? Look at him. It's the same model. That's probably why it's got the exact same... Dude, what the fuck? Hold on. What the actual... Dude, what is this skating you're doing? I take it back. Can somebody clip that? Holy crap. Oh god, 2000 era... Year 2000 3D graphics, ladies and gentlemen. And everyone in between. Okay, I want to see something. Let's turn around and walk back in. Ultra Nerd, you're always going to make another relic item. Okay, no, you haven't left yet. Okay. I was honestly half expecting him to just be gone because I left the room. Whatever you feel like doing, Ultra Nerd. I mean, you've already made 2 today. You made the Liar Short Sword and you made a 3x5 floppy. For those of you not familiar, Ultra Nerd is writing a relic book for 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons. Every day he comes up with a few more relics. One of these days he's going to release the book and then I'm going to buy it. And then I'm going to use all 500 and whatever relics in my games.